You're watching Griffon Sports Insider, presented by Spine and Sport Physical Therapy. Now, here are your hosts, Brett Easley and Ryan Menley.
The Griffins prepare for a trip to the jungle in search of revenge and now redemption. Griffin basketball gets underway with new faces in places. We'll have a preview. Bust out your best pink. We'll bring it all, including the kitchen sink. This is GSI, and it starts right now. Hello and welcome. We begin with Missouri Western football. No longer undefeated, must now rebound, regroup, and refocus, Brady.
By the way, you are wearing a hue of pink underneath your sweater. I like pink too. I'll have mine on all week. You know, the Griffins dropped 12 spots to number 16 in the nation after dropping a 31-30 heartbreaker to Missouri Southern.
Strange game, disappointing result. Here's a look back to Saturday.
Week 7, a wet and wild homecoming. The court with their umbrellas, the king in uniform. Mike Hill with the crown this year. Missouri Western taking on a Missouri Southern squad that's had the whammy on the Griffins in recent history. Pick it up second quarter, tied at 7. Southern used a fake punt to lead to their first score. The Griffins return the favor with a fake of their own here. Reggie Jordan does this a lot. Keeps it. Goodbye. He'll go 84 yards to the house. Jordan also caught a touchdown on the day. Griffs up 14-7. They had a chance to go up 21-10 later in the quarter. Hill gets loose and goodbye, but hold on. A holding penalty negates the touchdown and brings it back. This game then gets really chippy. Next play, Hill tackled, and it looks like from here that he gets tied up and gets stepped on by Southern's Devin Smith. Travis Partridge takes offense to it, gets in the melee, and gets flagged. The Griffins go backwards, have to settle for a field goal to take a 17-10 lead. Just before halftime, Southern regains momentum. Narant Threat scores on a 4th and goal with no time remaining in the half. We go to halftime tied at 17. Coach Partridge not happy with the officials Saturday. The Lions carry that momentum into the third quarter and take their first lead of the game with a Bryant Vincent 38-yard touchdown run. Griffs down 24-17, but the offense with an immediate answer. Partridge to the air, hooks up with Kyle Knox. 61 of his 105 receiving yards come here. They say he's down at the 1. Very next play, Partridge finishes the job with the end zone plunge. We're tied at 24. Fourth quarter, Griffins take back the lead with this Taylor Anderson 53-yard field goal. Later, Anderson again, this time from 29 yards out, gives Western a 30-24 lead with under 4 minutes to play. But then the skies open up further. Heavy rain and lightning forces this game to be delayed for almost an hour. When we resume, Southern has the ball, marches right downfield. Forced out of bounds at the 1. Griffs having all kinds of problems with the triple option. Next play, Southern punches it in. J.J. Jones scores. Extra point, good. Lions take a 31-30 lead with just 2 minutes left. Griffin O trying to answer. They were marching until a fumbled exchange gives Southern the ball back. The Griffs did force a 3 and out to give themselves one more chance in the final minute, but Partridge is picked off, and that seals it. Missouri Southern stuns the 4th-ranked Griffins with a 31-30 victory. The Lions move to 5-2 on the season. Griffins fall to 6-1. Few teams have had more success over Western in recent years. The Griffins have dropped 3 of 4 to their Southern rivals.
The big thing where I think the game kind of changed was right before that rain delay. We had 2 field goals. Instead of putting one in where we could have really split the difference and been okay, but game's over.
And the pieces are tough in there. There's some, it's like Humpty Dumpty fell off the wall in there. They broke, and the season's not over by any stretch. It was a very difficult loss to take.
Yeah, it's a loss. Stuff happens. Who cares? I've played however many football games, but I've lost one of these, like a game like this before, and you just got to bounce back. We're 6-1. It's not over.
And joining us now, head coach Jerry Partridge. On paper, you outplayed them. Doesn't matter when it's on the scoreboard. Just your assessment.
Oh, we outplayed them thoroughly. We couldn't get them stopped. That was the biggest problem. The pitch was getting us. We had some issues there that we got to get corrected. They executed just well enough in a passing game, I guess, with some of the throws they made, and the penalties were key things that turned, either kept the drive alive or took a touchdown off the board. And then they're all, they got their gray area, but they happened. And we still had a chance to win it at the end. Just didn't pull out and make enough plays to win it. It's difficult to deal with. I think all the players are frustrated by it, but again, that one's over, and you can't put too much emphasis on a win. You can't put too much emphasis on a loss. You got to move forward to the next one.
Defensively, you did some good things, but there were also some things I'm sure you saw on film that were a little concerning as well. Southern seemed to have a lot of success on the outside. From a guy like me who doesn't see the tape, what do you see on those types of plays?
Sometimes the guy who was supposed to be on pitch didn't get there. Sometimes the guy who was supposed to be on pitch didn't play wide enough. We talked about, they didn't do a great job of pitching the ball and running that type of option going in. Quarterback had been the one that had been getting all the yards. He was actually third down by double, and we said, okay, our design is going to be stopping that quarterback from running, make him pitch the football, and they did. And then we didn't get it forced in good enough at times. We get too tight and get kind of caught up in their legs, and then get in the way of the DN. We try to slow play with the DN. It just didn't work out at times. And sometimes the guy that was supposed to be at the pitch just wasn't there.
I've said this for 10 years that I've been around the program. You've been around the program a little longer, but we've brought it up here before too about how well this team performs with the imaginary chip on their shoulder. Now you downplay that sometimes, I know, but I want to go back to the press conference Saturday and what you said. Take a look.
It's like I told them in there, I said, all these people tell you how great you are going to be the ones that tell you suck now, and you just got to deal with it.
It's that us against the world mentality. Does this team need that, you think? And just talk a little bit about just kind of putting that on there now, because you seem to be in that mode right now.
Oh, probably not. Honestly, I don't know that we need to have that mentality. We just we're still good. And I do look at Saturday as having a lot of fluke elements to it. And there's things we got to get corrected. We got to play better in some spots on defense, and then we got to quit shooting ourselves. We got to quit giving the officials a chance to help us shoot ourselves in the foot. We got to quit doing those kind of things. Get away from it. Run from the scene. Period. But our kids. What I really cautioned was the false love. Hey, you're nationally ranked, so everybody's into you because of it, and everybody wants to be associated with a winner. And for example, I thought Travis played an outstanding football game, and I was told by somebody as soon as he threw an interception, someone yelled something about Partridge at the end. Well, that's like me. I'm a huge Royals fan. I'm a coach, and I'm an athletic guy. I love Billy Butler. When Billy Butler fails to run third less than one out, I'm like, Billy, you stink, Billy. And that's just being a fan. Sure. And those people right now, they're going to heap on you. And I'm sure in the social media, there's a certain fan base that's really heaping on us. It doesn't matter. We got to go win. And we were planning on going to Pittsburgh with a chance to win anyway. We can win this game. This is the best opponent we've played all year. It's going to take a great effort, but we can do it. And I think our kids. I talked about circling the wagons. The Pioneers when they're out, in the West and trying to expand out, the Indians would attack them. They'd circle the wagons, have a better chance to fight against it. And the same token, they got to get off the social media. They can't look at Twitter. They can't look at Facebook. Those are great tools. They can't watch GSI. They can't. GSI's fine because you guys hopefully are on our side. Most of the message boards, no. Stay off D2football.com message boards. And honestly, don't even read our newspaper and TV because the negative slant is going to be there. And you worry about us. Don't listen. There's only one kid that needs to listen to his father, and that's Travis. Everybody else needs to. Just listen to yourselves and trusting and believe that you're good enough, and let's get through this day at a time.
Well, getting through this involves going to the jungle this Saturday. We'll talk about the big date with Pittsburgh State when GSI comes back.
I am your physical therapist. My job is to make you better. Go ahead, give me your worst injury. I can fix it. You can ignore that shoulder. You can go to someone else. Doesn't matter. To really get better, you got to go through me. I'm Fred Schunkweiler, and this is Spine and Sport.
The most helpful physical therapist in the world on balance.
Don't lose it. Stay healthy, my friends.
Last time the Gorillas and Griffins hooked up was last year's season opener here in St. Joe. Pitt defeated Western 34-7 and ran all the way to the national championship in 2011. But the Griffins have had the Gorillas' number in recent years. They've won 2 out of the last 3 meetings, 3 out of the last 5. Welcome back. Date with the defending national champions this Saturday in the Jungle. Your first trip to Pitt, Jerry Partridge, since 2009. You both are coming off your first loss of the season last week. You to Southern, of course, Pitt to Northwest. Two kind of angry teams.
I'm going to extend that to 4 out of the last 6.
Okay, we'll go ahead that far.
That's the recruiting pitch.
Okay.
Yeah, we both come off of losses. I don't care who it's against, whether it's Missouri Southern or Northwest. They lost to our rivals. We lost to theirs. Maybe obviously Northwest has little more boost to their name, but they don't feel very good either. I'm not going to feel good if we lose any more games. And so we're both coming off of pretty good streaks. They went all the way to the national title. We'd won 13 straight regular season football games, so it's been a while since we've had to sit here and do this. It happened, and maybe it's going to take some pressure off us, but they're quality, no doubt about it, and they're very good, and we've won 2 straight times in the Jungle, and so I know they know that, and it's homecoming, and we're going to have surround sound, and it's going to be difficult for our offense to function. I like where our offense is at right now, and I hope they keep doing what they've been doing because they've played very well.
Talk about their personnel a little bit. And they've got some different names down there, but certainly when you're a program like Pitt, much like us, much like Northwest, you don't rebuild, you reload. And different quarterback this year is the first thing I noticed.
I can't say his name.
Evanea?
A something.
Yes. Not Evanea, but yes.
I like how he looks. He's a good-looking player. Travis got mad at me the last time I compared somebody to him, but he reminds me of our guy, the same kind of big kid that runs well, throws the ball well. Probably doesn't run quite as well. He's thrown the deep ball very well against to some very good receivers. John Brown has made a lot of plays. Number 1's good. I like the running back, Wilson. When he's in there, he looks good. Their O-line's different. It used to be. The O-line used to be the guys, like Southern. They come off low. Now they were a better version of them. They would be 300 pounds coming off on all fours, getting after your legs. These guys are a little bit more pro-ish, and protection guys, and so they're different offense that we're used to. They still run the quarterback though, and throwing is what they want to do. Defensively, they got some really good players. Gus Toka really made life miserable for Travis first game last year.
A couple times.
Yeah, Dryling is a very good player. They've got some nice secondary kids. They got a good football team, and I know they're just as frustrated as we are with their loss, but they also know this is one of those fork in the road games that sets you up for making it or puts you on the edge of not making it. And we know we're going to play a very difficult opponent, and we're going to have to play well to win.
You mentioned the surround sound factor. They're going to have a sellout crowd down there on Saturday, over 10,000, standing room only. And that is one of the unique environments in Division II where noise is a factor. Do you try to simulate that at all this week? Certainly we have an indoor place to practice and maybe some sound.
We tried that a couple of years ago.
We did that. We lost 42-0.
Okay, we won't do that.
We played the Bearcat fight song, and we played the fans all day, and we're not going to do that this time. It is very loud in that indoor, and so we're going to be in the indoor tomorrow for sure because it's band day here. The big band competition that our people have, and we allowed them to knock out one of our practice days and then
happily so, though. It's a good thing.
Semi-happily so. Semi-happily so.
Absolutely.
And then we'll have the fans on. And those lights are loud in there, so it'll be loud. And everybody's coached and yelling, but it's different than that surround sound. And there'll be some things we have ready. When Drew was a freshman in 2007, we actually huddled the whole football game to get that part of it handled. And obviously we won that game, and we really. I don't think that Pitt was Pitt though those 2 years. They were a version of themselves.
Well, they're Pitt now. Talk about just the. I don't want to say the must-win factor because you were 2-2 last year. You won 7 in a row, but with the region kind of changing the way it is, there could be a chance in this league where there's a couple 2-loss teams that could maybe even get left out of the playoffs.
I don't think so. I think a 9-2 Northwestern, 9-2 Missouri Western is going to get in based on the schedule they've had to play because they've played all the people that have the good records. So I think those are the 2 teams with 2 losses that can make it and will make it.
Weekly question: how are your injuries?
I just assume be better than what it is. We're banged up quite a bit. It seems like every week we lose an important kid. And I wouldn't say anybody's out per se. I think that Austin Baskus sprained both ankles on low blocks. People diving in the back of his legs.
Do, by the way.
That is very hard to do.
Very difficult. It's very difficult to walk at that point. But we're counting him to be able to play Saturday. One of them's worse than the other. That one's pretty mild. I think Shane Simpson has got a great shot to play Saturday, which he dressed. It wasn't a decoy. We were planning on playing him. But right before the game, we decided, hey, we're going to lose him quick. We're going to lose him early in the ball game, and we put him out there, so we decided not to do it. Terrell Downing, I think, will be that much better this week.
Coach P, your favorite part of the show.
Absolutely.
I know it is yours.
Absolutely. Every week.
Easley's tantalizing trio. Soup, salad, and featuring dessert today, too. No rhyme or reason to these today. Current events, maybe. One of them's not. I know you're a coffee guy. Do you like Keurig coffee? Keurig coffee?
What's that?
Okay, that answers that question. I drink Keurig coffee, by the way, but
what's Keurig coffee?
It's the little K-cups you put into the Keurig, and you smash it in, and the 1 cup pours. That's not a pot.
We're wasting valuable time.
We are. Yeah, I'm sorry. Terrible. What a bad question.
That's a good question.
It's the only bad question I've ever asked on this show.
That was the worst in the history of the show.
Current events, better quarterback, Brady Quinn or Matt Castle?
Probably, I think Castle's gotten way too much discredit. I mean, and what's happened is his confidence has been shot because of just the negative stuff that gets around him. And so at this point, probably Quinn, just because of Matt Castle's confidence.
There were a couple of major legends here over the last couple of days that have had some major injuries. Derek Jeter from the New York Yankees, Ray Lewis from the Baltimore Ravens. Of those guys, more significant to their sport or team, the loss?
Probably Derek Jeter. I think he's their leader, and it's hard to watch because I am a true Yankee despiser.
Okay.
But I like Derek Jeter. Always have.
Well, let's pay attention to the Jungle on Saturday, 2 p.m.
Nice to see you there.
Yep.
The Griffins and Gorillas of Pitt State. We'll be right back.
Clausen will hold no wind to speak of. The kick is up. It is long enough, and it is good! Greg Zerline from 57 yards away.
Greg Zerline came to me before football season last year. He just had hip surgery. He tore his labrum, which is a piece of cartilage around the hip socket. And in that surgery, they also found out he had a torn quad.
I was still having problems with my leg. And, I wasn't kicking the ball as far, and, I'd always have pain in my leg after kicking.
No one really found the cause of the injury. They fixed the symptom. But when he came to me, we found out that his left leg, his plant leg, was really unstable. The cause of his right hip quad tear was the fact that he wasn't balanced. So we analyzed his technique and his form, and then we went to work.
Working with Fred, he helped me correct that with some of his exercises, and going to his clinic really helped me, my leg to be fresh after kicking, and after working with him a few times, I could tell the pain would start to go away.
We have that training, that background. We have the facilities with the pool, with our technology to really train people how to perform at the highest levels.
I've done stuff that I've never done at any other physical therapy place, and I've been to a lot of physical therapists, so, it helped me, and so I think it'd be a good place to go in the future, and I'll continue to work with him whenever I'm back in town.
One for 58. High snap. Zerline's first NFL kick is
Train like the pros. He's been a great person to work with, and exemplifies what we're trying to do here.
Spine and Sport Physical Therapy.
Train like the pros, my friends.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and Missouri Western is doing its part. It's Pink Week here on campus. We're giving away pink Griffon t-shirts for donation at Griffon volleyball and soccer matches this week. Price, once again, is a donation. This is the 4th annual Pink Week at Missouri Western. The goal is to raise $1,000 for the Heartland Auxiliary Breast Center here in St. Joseph. Welcome back to GSI. Good causes coincide with fresh starts of sorts. Hard to believe basketball season's upon us.
Well, the practice portion is, anyway. Griffon Hoops hit the hardwood for its first official practice of the 2012-13 season Monday. The men featured 5 returners, including longtime coach Tom Smith in his 38th year as a head coach, 25th at Missouri Western.
It feels good to get back in the gym, working as a team, trying to get everything that coach trying to get us to do it right.
Practice has been tough. Feels great, just coming out with a lot of intensity, and seeing Coach Smith being ready every day gives us motivation just to go hard and get better.
This also marks year 1 for the Rob Edmisson era for women's basketball. Edmisson hired last spring after leading Oklahoma City University to the NAIA Women's National Championship. In his 26 years of coaching, Edmisson has had 0 losing seasons, none ever. He doesn't plan to start now.
my goal this year is to not break that streak. I don't understand losing, and it's been so long since I've never experienced losing to a degree where I don't even know how I would handle that. We want to have a degree of success that starts this program out where we can continue to grow off of it every year.
The biggest thing that I'm excited about this year is it's going to be all out all the time.
The intensity of how we do things. There hasn't been one easy day here.
The thing that we wanted to establish is every single time that we hit the floor that the people that have been accustomed to seeing kids here play see a definite difference in intensity and effort and enthusiasm. We want them to see a team that plays with a passion. Missouri Western was last year in the conference in defensive average, gave up 72.5 points a game. I've never had a team that gave up more than 55 points a game. I don't know if that's realistic or not, but we're shooting for that. So we feel like that we've added enough talent offensively to increase the offensive output from last year's team by 10 to 12 to 14 points, even without Jessica being here, because it'll be spread out over 8 or 9 players. Well, one of the things that we're looking at is just molding together team chemistry. We brought in 9 new players and mixing them with 4 returners. And so one of the first things that we're really concerned with is just getting kids to understand and accept their roles. And then, there's some kids that obviously we have a high expectation for. Heather Howard transferred in here from Oklahoma State, played in the Big 12 for 3 years. She understands it, she gets it.
I realize it's a new program, a new coach, and 9 of us new girls, but we're working really hard, and we're going to get as far as we can. Some
of our junior college kids, like Lanisha Lawrence, played on Hutchinson Community College National Championship runner-up team last year. They were 35-1. Jaquita Deaver, Tiffany Abrams, Sharnice Lewis. Those kids all came from junior colleges that have never done anything but win. Winning's a mentality, and you either have it or you don't. The ones that don't, we got to help them find it.
Okay, we're here with Austin Baska, defensive line, Missouri Western football, a tackling drill. As a defensive end, defensive line, you've got to react with explosion, you got to react with speed. So this drill is going to help us train that. We've got the Nike Vision goggles again. These Nike Vision goggles create a strobe that decreases the amount of visual input, so the athlete has to react faster without so much vision input. We now have what we call the ball drop drill. Blue, green balls. The drill is I'm going to drop these, and Austin's got to be able to react to whichever color I drop and then tackle the running back. Let's take a look. Austin's down in his 3-point stance. He's lined up. I'm standing in front of him. I got both balls out to the side. We got the tackling dummies behind him. I'm going to yell out a color. Whichever color I yell out, Austin's going to react, catch the ball, tackle the running back. Here we go. Blue. All right, that's explosive power with visual reaction. Footwork, speed, agility, and power coming off the line to get the quarterback, get the running back. Train like the pros at Spine and Sport.
Stick 'em, ha ha ha, stick 'em. Stick 'em, ha ha ha, stick 'em. Gonna run the beat.
Okay, beatboxing with Bo. Bo's big prediction. The fan mail is rolling in. Bo, big game this week. What do you got, Griff's Pitt State?
I'm ready for this game. This week, Pitt rolls up 70 points on the Griffins.
70 points? You're really going to pick against the Griffins?
Just a second, you didn't let me finish. Those 70 points all came in the fourth quarter after the Griffins had rolled up 423 points. Total pain.
Welcome back. Nice to see Bo's keeping his
spirits are still high, aren't they?
Oh, he's a true fan.
Wouldn't expect any less.
Hey, you got the pink shirt on. We talked about that.
It's good on me, doesn't it?
It does look
good. You got
good
your
on
hero pink. Hey, come on out all this week. Make a donation to all of Western's home volleyball and soccer games. Get one of these for a minimum $5 donation. Pink ribbon for $1. All the proceeds go to a good cause.
Let's get to role play right now. Got not a lot of time.
Wait.
Yes. You are Greg Zerline.
Oh.
After starting your NFL career
Good to be Greg Zerline.
After starting your NFL career going 15 of 15 on field goals, you missed 3 straight in Sunday's loss to Miami, including a potential.
I never miss field goals.
Including a potential game-tying 66-yarder. You missed it, all wide left. Are you okay?
Easy there, Cochise. One was from 66. One was from 52. I know. I don't miss those. I'm extraterrestrial. And one was from 37. You know what? When my leg is that strong, I'm going to yank one left every now and then. I'm going to be fine. They're dusting off my bust in Canton. I know, and I'll be kicking in Hawaii in February. Don't worry. I'm just fine.
Okay, my turn.
Ryan Menley.
Yes.
Well, you're famous. You are the guy who fell from Space Sunday, the first human being to ever break the sound barrier. World famous. Are you nuts? What did you hope to accomplish with that?
You know what I accomplished, actually? I accomplished not dying. I accomplished my organs not blowing up inside my body as I fell in a spacesuit and parachuted to Earth.
How would you do that? I mean,
well, you know what? I did it because we're talking about it right now on GSI. That was the whole point.
Amen.
All right, let's get to the pick-up segment.
Oh, who won that pick-up segment? Max, come on. Oh, Max took the week off.
Actually, Max got fired from helping me. Why? Because I went 4-5 last week. You went 7-2.
Oh,
so
yeah. Absolutely, Max. Don't need your help. Stay away, boss.
Couple weeks.
You want to face me this week?
2 straight weeks.
Disown me.
Undefeated for me.
I'm ready.
You've got, but I still have the overall lead.
It's good on me.
So, all right, here we go. MIAA football and the pick'em this week. Southwest Baptist at winless Nebraska Kearney. Who you got?
Well, why have I been on the Kearney bandwagon?
I have no
every
idea.
week. I picked them every week. SBU wins.
Yeah.
They go to Kearney.
I agree. Give me SBU. Washburn at Lindenwood. Who you got?
Give me Lindenwood. I think Lindenwood wins that game. That'll be an upset of sorts. It will be an upset. I'm taking Lindenwood. Give me the Lions.
Lindenwood Lions. Lindenwood last week. That's why they lost.
Well, I didn't know that.
Emporia.
Check that.
No,
I changed my pick.
No,
I'm staying with the Lions.
Yeah, I'll take Washburn.
Okay.
Emporia at Truman State. Emporia, the 7-0 Hornets, the only undefeated team in the MIAA. We are in the twilight zone.
What is that button they hit on those shows? Upset special. Give me Truman. The Bulldogs win in Kirksville. Emporia goes down.
No, give me Emporia. Central at Northeastern State of Oklahoma. Who you got?
Well, it'll probably be a close game, but I tell you what, Central Missouri, they played their game in 2 games last week. 2 days last week. They won't need 2 days this week. They beat the Riverhawks.
Yep, give me them in 1 game as well. Northwest at Missouri Southern. Southern fresh off that upset of those 4-ranked Griffins.
No upset this week. Bearcats go to Joplin. They'll win that game. Northwest wins.
All right, Lincoln, I agree. Lincoln at Fort Hays. Who you got there?
I mean, hey, I'm not even going to discuss that.
Lincoln did get its first MIAA win last week.
Congratulations to the Blue Tigers.
Okay, in the Big 12, here we go. It's the marquee matchup of the season. 6-0, K-State, ranked number 4 in the country, against 5-1 West Virginia, ranked 13th.
Tell you what, K-State just finds a way. And West Virginia, I didn't know Texas Tech played defense. Not only did they play it last week, they played it well. Jill Snyder wins because Bill Snyder just wins.
Yeah, I agree.
K-State wins.
KU hosts Oklahoma. KU wins. Yep. Forget it.
Forget it. Don't waste your
time. Mizzou with the bye week. NFL, Chiefs with the bye week.
Thank goodness.
How about this? Let's go with NFL.
Please.
3-3 Rams, 2-3 Packers. Who you got?
Aaron Rodgers, he'll throw 9 touchdowns. I will go 5 of 5 in field goals, but the Packers win at Lambeau.
Really?
Yes.
Give me Zerline.
Oh,
game winner.
No
He's
way.
A 74-yarder. That is
I'm keeping this.
I cannot
this is
believe.
mine.
Yeah, well,
this is mine.
That
Thank
is
you.
GSI for this week. We will see you in the jungle.
Hey, wear pink. Go Griffs.